sessions are vital for the continuing development of the car. But if you need to, you can choose to simulate the session instead. It won't be as effective as having you behind the wheel directly, but it's better than missing the session entirely.
Hello guys, Turbocharged 51 over here! I hope you're having a splendid day wherever you are in the world. Guys, we're here for the second round of our first season of our F1 2019 career. We are at the Sakhia International Circuit for the Bahrain Grand Prix. I hope you guys are excited because I am. As you guys know, on F1 2018 the AI were overpowered here, which I truly believe they are still going to be. So harder AI, already an OP AI track, so things can only go well. That was sarcasm, but it's okay. We gotta go in guns blazing as usually. Guys, Ferrari and Mercedes are still at the top with Red Bull third. We are the only team that have brought upgrades to Bahrain, pushing ourselves ahead of Renault in fourth. With Haas Racing, 5th is Renault, 6th for Racing Point, 7th McLaren, 8th is Alfa Romeo Racing with Toro Rosso, and bringing up the rear end is Rocket Williams Racing. I don't know, whatever. The car looks like a toothpaste. To me, it's a very cool vinyl, but still, yeah. Let's head to qualifying.
Bahrain qualifying is nearly upon us and the drivers look as if they're all geared up to go. I expect we'll be getting underway very shortly. When it comes to getting lap time out of this circuit, it's traditionally been about maximising top speed. Do you simply remove as much downforce as possible, hang on in the corners and max out down the straights?
Top speed is a key factor for this circuit. Even if you can achieve the same lap time as someone running less wing than you, chances are you'll find overtaking difficult if you have too much drag.
So we're here in the pit box ready for qualifying. Just want to remind you guys to follow me on all my social media platforms. They're popping up on the screen right now, so don't forget to go follow me on all 3 platforms. Now guys, here at Bahrain, like I said in the beginning of the video, Bahrain was an OP AI circuit on F1 2018, and yeah, it still is. And also, like I said in the previous video, the AI in F1 2019 have been bettered significantly. They are so much better and so much harder to beat, especially on 110 AI. Now, as you guys know, I don't drive on anything less. I want to give myself a challenge, and I think even though we're in a midfield team, it's gotta be incredibly hard to even try and fight for wins at the end of the season. I think going for that is gonna have to wait till the end of the season, but it has happened in the past that I was going to have to eat my own words, so we're still gonna push as hard as we can and see what we can get going out of the season. Heading on to the end of our first flying lap here at Bahrain, guys. Guys, so by the way, this track looks 20 million times better than on the previous game. This looks stunning. We do a 1 minute. I can't actually see it because it's very small on my screen, but we're gonna see now as we go onto the laptop of the car. Guys, we're gonna remind you to please drop a like on the video if you've been enjoying yourself so far. Yeah, just leave a like. It's only gonna take you half a second. Now guys, we did a 1 minute 30.169 69. Sorry guys, that's like a high school joke in South Africa. It's very funny. But we're gonna go on to our final flying lap here at Bahrain, and guys, like I said, this track looks amazing. You guys are gonna hear me talk about the graphics probably like 17 times in this video, if it's not any more. It's just, even Bahrain, I hate this track. Okay, I don't hate this track. There's no track on the F1 calendar that I hate. I just dislike others more than certain ones. So Bahrain is one of my least favorite tracks on the F1 calendar. So with the track looking this amazing, I actually didn't even care about how bad I could have done. I just lost myself in how beautiful this track looked. It looks exceptional, and like I said in the previous video with Australia, guys, I can't wait to go to all the night races. Singapore, Abu Dhabi, the final race of the season. Is there another night race? Not really. Monaco, it's not even a night race, but it's a city track, which is, I think it's going to look amazing. Austria, it's going to look amazing. Spa, oh my word, guys, how good is Spa going to look? Oh, I can't wait. But guys, heading into the final sector, well, almost the final sector here for our final, well, not our final, hopefully not our final flying lap here at Bahrain. We're heading to the penultimate corner, the second to last corner, getting the car as quickly and as possible onto the power, and now we're heading down the last, sorry, trying to talk too quickly and not processing the words in my head. Heading down the last back straight, clip the curb on the inside, clip the curb on the outside. I run a little bit too wide, lose a little bit of time, but we're over the line, open up the DRS, and we only get P16. Are you kidding me? We qualified in Q3 the previous Grand Prix, and now we can't even get out of Quali 1. Damn it! Damn it! Damn it! Damn it!
Tough luck there. It's not quite where we'd want to be on the grid, but chin up, it's not the end of the world.
But it's not the end of the world. No points for Saturday, so we have to go to the Grand Prix. I'm looking very, very forward to this. So guys, let's head to the Bahrain Grand Prix.
The curtain rises once more then on the desert stage of Sakir as the players take their places for the opening act. Will they enthrall us like they did in 2014 with that titanic battle between Nico Rosberg and Lewis Hamilton? Well, we'll find out shortly as we get underway here in Bahrain. There's no shortage of passing opportunities around the 3.36 miles of the Bahrain International Circuit, with the best at turn 1 of course, and then another soon into turn 4. 15 corners here, 6 to the left and 9 to the right, and we could see 1 or 2 flat spots into the tight left-hander of turn 10. With the Grand Prix nearly upon us, Anthony Davidson is by my side once again to offer his perspective. Let's talk about O'Connor. No grid penalties, no mitigating circumstances, just a poor qualifying performance and a very disappointing start position for them today.
They'll have a sinking feeling as they look up from the cockpit and realise they're in a different postcode to the start line for sure. But the one positive they can hold on to is that the car is quick and they can make their way through the field.
With the race minutes away from starting, here's what today's grid rundown looks like. Good job yesterday from Valtteri Bottas. The Finn starts from pole position and Lewis Hamilton completes the front row. Considering the rest of the grid, we have Vettel, Verstappen, Charles Leclerc and Grosjean, Gasly, Perez, Butler and Lucas Faber, Sainz, Ricciardo, Lando Norris and Raikkonen, Giovinazzi, O'Connor, Robert Kubica and Daniel Kvyat. Russell and Alexander Albon picks up the last spot on the grid. And now it's time to head down to the track.
Now that we've got some points on the board, let's continue this form and aim for another top 10 finish.
So guys, on the grid, ready for the Bahrain Grand Prix here at the Sakir International Circuit. Guys, the only way for me to actually get a good result here was to do a one-stop. A two-stop would be stupid. So we're gonna go in guns blazing and really just try to make this a memorable Bahrain Grand Prix and to do better than our F1 2018 first season. So let's go, baby. Jam with me. guys, are you ready? Because I am. We're gonna head to 5 red lights here at Sakia for the Bahrain Grand Prix. Mercedes front row lockout, and it's go, go, go here at Sakia. Very fast first 5 lights. I really thought they were going to hold us longer, but to no avail. Valtteri is swerving across the road, crazy to block Hamilton, and Max Verstappen has jumped both the Ferraris, and I don't know how my teammate got up so high, but he is busy battling away with the Ferraris of Sebastian Vettel and Charles Leclerc. It's Mercedes, Red Bull, Ferrari, Haas, Red Bull. Ferrari, Haas, Ferrari. Sorry guys, I don't know what happened to Pierre Gasly. He was absolutely nowhere this Grand Prix, just like in real life. Guys, I'm a massive Gasly fan, but even in real life F1, Gasly's really got to start pulling a finger, otherwise Red Bull are going to let him go quicker than they hired him. So, we jump onto the POV of Charles Leclerc here for this first lap, heading into the, well, we're in the heat of the second sector, the very tight corner here at Bahrain, the slowest corner here at Bahrain. He gets a good exit, but now Grosjean is even slipping Charles' teammate Sebastian in front of him. So I think Charles is going to have to wait for the main straight, or maybe even the back straight and then the main straight, to try and overtake my teammate. But Grosjean, maybe put your foot to the floor. You are on the softer tyre, my friend. You can't let this Ferrari pass you this early in the Grand Prix. Fight a little bit, my friend, fight a little bit. Even though my teammate's on the softer tyre, it seems as if Charles actually has much better grip. You guys can see he is on the rear end of my teammate, trying to chase him down. This is the very last back straight. Heading into the final corner, my teammate does go slightly defensive, but not as much as he should have, I think. Guys, before we go back to that battle, let's jump onto my POV to watch my start here at Sakia. And actually, we had a very, very, very poor pull away. But we're heading into the first quarter, guys. Everybody is going to bunch up. It's going to be what's that effect? I can't remember. But everybody bunches up. We try to go up the inside of the Renault Del Ricardo, but it's 3 wide all through the grid. It looks freaking amazing. You guys can see the AI are punchy. They want to go for moves. They want to be a little bit crazy. So it's actually, when you race in F1 2019, it is legitimately a race. The AI are no longer scared, and they don't pull out of moves. They stay in there till the very last second. As you guys see, they would be battling with Lando Norris. I have to give him the squeeze to make sure he actually falls in behind my car. And now we're going to go for a move up the inside of Del Ricardo. We have a look at Carlos Sainz, but to no avail. But now even Ricardo coming out of the corner, he gets an exceptional drive and is side by side with us as we head into this very slow corner. The corner that I told you guys about with the Charles Leclerc, Roman Grosjean battle at the start of the video, well, the start of the race. Now we are past Ricardo, going up to Carlos Sainz. Guys, it's only P13 at this stage. No points for us just yet. So we're going to have to work today if we really want to get something going for us here in this Grand Prix. But guys, can I just quickly say, how awesome do these new 2019 cars look with the new F1 2019 graphics? I mean, especially the Haas and even the Renault. Guys, I'm not a fan of yellow. I'm not a fan of yellow. But the black of the Renault, it just looks amazing, and the yellow actually with these bright lights here at Sakia just looks exceptional. But by far, the car I'm in, the Haas, it looks by far the best. But guys, we jump back to the battle with Charles Leclerc and my teammate Roman Grosjean, and I think Charles is going to make the move stick here as we start the second lap here at the Bahrain Grand Prix. Oh, the graphics. I am drooling. It looks freaking fantastic. But Charles makes the move stick on my teammate. Unfortunately, we are not the car that Ferrari is, but maybe the end of the season we will be close. Guys, heading on to the home straight again. You guys can see this is the end of the second lap. I think it's the start of the third lap. No, it's actually the end of the first lap. And you guys can see Ricciardo, Antonio Giovinazzi, and even Lando Norris are battling away right behind me. I had to show you guys this because you guys, the AI are so much more punchy this year. I love it! And it guys, makes the racing so much more interesting than last year's game. It's just, oh yeah. Lando Norris goes for a dive up the inside of Ricciardo, but he bounces his car over the curb, making him lose traction. So unfortunately, it is still Daniel Ricciardo in P14 and Lando stays P15. Guys, the end of lap 2, unfortunately, number 63, George Russell will not finish the Bahrain Grand Prix due to a failure on his car. I really feel for George Russell. So far, it's not been the greatest weekend for the Williams this season, but they are also the weakest car, so there's a lot of work to do in that Williams team. Guys, now heading on, I think this is the end of lap 3, and Sebastian Vettel has caught up to the back of Max Verstappen and trying to overtake the young Dutchman. So it's Dutchman versus versus German. And now we are heading here onto the back straight. No DRS just yet. Oh no, it is. So guys, this is the start of lap 4 actually. So yes, the start of lap 4, and Vettel has got the run on Max. Nothing Max can do about it. But if anybody knows Max Verstappen, you guys know he will not just give up like that. Guys, we head here onto the end of lap 4 now, and this is actually Lewis Hamilton and Valtteri Bottas battling away for the lead of this Grand Prix. Now guys, Lewis Hamilton opens up the DRS and we are going onto the main straight. He is coming up behind Valtteri. He pulls to the inside line. Let's see if Lewis can get something done on Valtteri. Heading into the first corner, Valtteri is a bit later onto the brakes, but to no avail. Lewis shuts the door right in Valtteri's face, and Lewis Hamilton takes the lead of the Bahrain Grand Prix. We rewind it back just a little bit to back to the straight to show you guys that Max Verstappen, like I said, he will not give up. And now him and Charles Leclerc are right on the back of Sebastian Vettel. So it's 2 Mercedes fighting for the lead and a Red Bull and 2 Ferraris fighting for the final podium positions. And guys, as you watch this, I have to quickly say something. I'm not going to give any spoilers away, but I have to mention something. Guys, the racing in this episode, especially for the podium positions in this video, guys, trust me, you want to stay to the end and you want to hit that subscribe button for future content. The racing in this video is absolutely epic, and there's action throughout this video. You will not get bored for 1 second. If you're a Bottas fan, hit the like. If you're a Hamilton fan, also hit the like. If you're a Vettel, Leclerc or Verstappen fan, please still hit the like. If you're a fan of me, oh man, I love you, please hit the like, and then you guys have to hit the subscribe. Yeah, don't forget to ding the bell so you will always get notified when I post a new video. Ching ching. So guys, I know that was a really weird way to get you guys to like and subscribe. I hope it worked. If it didn't work, well, we try again. But you guys can see for half of a lap, the 2 Mercedes cars are side by side, Bottas versus Hamilton. But I think on this one, Valtteri's got to come out on top. He's got the inside line for the slowest corner on the track. Lewis bounces his car over the outside curve, and yes, Valtteri takes back P1 from Lewis Hamilton. And I think now these 2 Ferraris are trying, well, they're not succeeding on getting away from Max. Vettel's got a little bit of a run away from Max, but now it's Charles Leclerc trying to make a move on Max Verstappen. Guys, we've got to open up the DRS for both of these cars. It's a Ferrari v Red Bull drag race, Ferrari engine versus Honda power. Guys, remember this year the Red Bull is Honda powered. So at this stage the Ferrari motor is beating the Honda motor, and it is actually a quite juicy race so far, and we haven't even gotten to lap 10 yet. I know I'm not showing you guys any footage of my race, but at this stage my race is quite boring. So why would you want to watch me just driving around for laps while you can watch this epic battling? Charles Leclerc is going for a move up the inside of Sebastian Vettel at the final corner. He gives Vettel the squeeze, but not enough. Vettel's got the drive out of the corner, but I'm sure Charles is going to have DRS. Yes, he does. It's a Ferrari drag race down to the first corner. They are slowly but surely also catching up to the 2 Mercedes cars. Those 2 silver arrows in front need to watch their mirrors. They cannot sleep on these guys. And Charles Leclerc is up the inside of Sebastian Vettel and takes the final podium position away from Vettel at this stage of the Grand Prix. You guys can see Hamilton is still trying to fight his way past Bottas, but nothing is happening just yet. But Vettel comes back at Charles Leclerc heading into the 3rd corner, and once again Vettel is back into the podium positions. Maybe not. Charles Leclerc keeps the second Ferrari's nose in there. Ooh, it's almost contact heading through the we're heading through the S section. Now Vettel is on the inside for the hairpin. Vettel's trying to give Charles the squeeze, but Charles is placing that Ferrari perfectly on the track. It's a Ferrari deal for the final podium position. Guys, work together. Don't fight like this. You guys need to catch those 2 Mercedes. But it's Charles Leclerc who takes the position from Sebastian Vettel. But now even Max Verstappen has passed Vettel, and Max is right back in this fight. Guys, where else are you going to get fighting like this? Hit the subscribe down below. Don't forget to ding the bell. I'm honest to you guys, this is only the beginning of an excellent season ahead of us. Max is back into P4 right on the gearbox of Charles Leclerc. Vettel is all the way down to P5. It's still Valtteri Bottas leading the way from Lewis Hamilton. And stuff is so juicy at this stage. We're heading down here the last back straight as we go onto the main straight for this Bahrain circuit. And at this stage it's Max right behind Charles Leclerc. Is Max going to get the run on Charles? He opens up the DRS, and let's see if Max Verstappen has got anything for the Ferrari of Charles Leclerc. You guys can see the Ferrari is excellent in a straight line, but Max pulls to the outside. Charles defends the inside. Vettel is also right there to pounce at these 2, make a little bit of contact. Max is up the inside for the 2nd corner. Charles is ahead again. It's a nudge a nudge fight, but at this stage it's still Charles Leclerc ahead of Max Verstappen. Oh, we accidentally jump back to Gasly, but now Charles has successfully defended P3, Max is P4, and Vettel is P5. Guys, I think I need some water. I will not be able to commentate this entire video if it's still gonna go crazy like this. Finally, we've got Lewis Hamilton right up the gearbox of Valtteri Bottas once again. The lead is going to change hands once again, and now it's Lewis Hamilton back into the lead of the Bahrain Grand Prix. Come on, Bottas, you cannot give up like that, my friend. Guys, we haven't even gotten to the first pit stops yet, and stuff is popping off like this. It is absolutely crazy. You guys can see we finally go back to our race. And we at this stage we're battling away with Daniel Ricciardo for only, I think it was P13. We're fighting over the wooden spoon, guys. But still, guys, I was enjoying this race so much. I didn't care if I was fighting for P1, P13 or P20. These new cars, this new game, these new graphics, the new punchy AI, it is amazing! We successfully defend from Daniel Ricciardo, and now we still have to try and catch that McLaren of Carlos Sainz ahead of us. But we're back to the two Ferraris battling away, and guys, unfortunately I missed the move that Vettel made on Verstappen, but Vettel goes up the inside out of the final corner on on Charles Leclerc, and it's now going to be once again a Ferrari drag race down to the first corner. Guys, at this stage Sebastian Vettel had a DRS failure. That's why you guys see no rear wing open on Vettel, so he's going to have to do this the hard way. But with Vettel trying the hard way, he is still actually mounting a move on Charles Leclerc. He's around the outside, and is he going to make the move sticky on Charles? Guys, I think he made it stick. And Vettel is through on Charles Leclerc. So Vettel has gotten that Ferrari back up into P3. Let's hope the Ferraris work together now and they can actually start catching the Mercedes. Guys, from here on, we actually went into the pit lane for our pit stop. This was the end of lap 12 and the start of lap 13. So stuff was really going well here at Bahrain. Not for the race result, but for actually just the pure level of fun. Guys, I'm not going to lie to you guys. I honestly didn't care where I was going to place in this Grand Prix. I had so much fun on this track with these new cars, these new graphics, these new punchy AI. Everything is just so much better. And no matter where you are on track, there's no way you cannot enjoy a race unless you like DNF out of the Grand Prix. It is just, this new game is amazing. And I know I'm making a bold prediction now, but this to me, honestly, is the best F1 game I've ever played. And guys, I've been playing since 2011. I've played every F1 game since 2011. So, you guys know, this honestly to me, yeah, this is by far the best one so far. But guys, back to the battle. This is Lewis Hamilton, Sebastian Vettel and Max Verstappen coming into the pit lane. We are going to see who is going to have the fastest pit stop here. It is still Lewis, and let's see if these guys have made the smart choice to go for the undercut. But guys, jumping onto our POV at basically the end of that lap, we need to see if our undercut worked, if we got in front of Daniel Ricciardo. And as I said that, I just realized Daniel Ricciardo is ahead of me. No! As late onto the brakes as possible. We have to get Daniel. We cannot let this fly. Daniel, you will not beat us. No. Guys, we're heading here onto the first back straight. Open it up to the DRS. We are onto the inside of Daniel Ricciardo. You guys can see he's trying to give us the squeeze, but he didn't squeeze us quick enough. And we are back into net P11. At this stage, guys, we were literally battling for the wooden spoon. You guys know anything outside of the points, that means 11th to 20th, you call that the wooden spoon. Because you're just battling away for pride. There's no points, there's nothing special going on there. It's literally a battle for pride. So we were honestly battling over the wooden spoon, but it was amazing. Like I say, guys, I wasn't bored for 1 second of this Grand Prix. I lived myself into this like I've never done before, and I completely love it. Now guys, we're heading onto the POV of Lewis Hamilton. Has Valtteri Bottas done enough? It seems as if Valtteri has done enough to stay ahead of Lewis. Heading into the brake zone, Bottas is going to park the car at the apex. Yes, he is, and he is still in P1. But unfortunately, Charles Leclerc has not used the undercut, the overcut properly, and Sebastian Vettel has opened up a gap on Charles Leclerc, and I'm sure these two Mercedes-Benzes now are going to battle like never before. It's gonna be a Mortal Kombat fist fight, I think, between these two cars on track. Lewis Hamilton has opened up the DRS and he's going for the move up the inside of Valtteri Bottas, heading into the braking zone. The rear flap closes on Lewis's car. On the outside is Valtteri, on the inside is Lewis. Lewis clips the curb, so Valtteri's got the drive. Valtteri keeps that Mercedes in first place, so he has defended successfully. But now the very next lap, Lewis is once again on Valtteri, and Lewis has got a much better run out of the final corner, and he opens up the DRS. He pulls to the right hand side, and he's got the overspeed by far. He's got to be in front of Valtteri before they even get to the first corner. Well done, Lewis. Sebastian stays in front of Charles Leclerc, and guys, now these two Ferraris have caught up to the Mercedes, so we've officially got a 4-car battle for the win here at Bahrain. But before we go to that battle, which I can't wait to see how it unfolds, it is myself, Daniel Ricciardo, and Lando Norris battling for P11 once again, battling for the wooden spoon to see who can spank who. That's like the weirdest comment I've ever made, but who cares? Who cares? We jump into the POV of Lando Norris, guys. Officially my favorite rookie in F1, but based on his real life performances, not the game performances, Lando Norris is just one flipping cool and one amazingly talented young man, and I am officially on the Lando Norris train. Woohoo! We head here onto the battle now. It's our turn to make a move on Daniel Ricciardo. You guys saw he made a brilliant move up the inside of the S's. Now we're on the inside of Daniel. DRS is open. We're going to break into the first corner, and we have got Daniel, and this was a brilliant move, I have to say so myself. I'm not going to milk my own cow, but even I have to say, that was a beautiful. Yeah. And we head here back onto the battle between the two Mercedes. They've opened up a slight gap over the Ferraris, but the Ferraris are still within pouncing range, especially if they go through the final corner. As slow as that, you guys can see Vettel has got the Ferrari right under the gearbox of Bottas, and now Lewis is giving these guys a triple toe as they head into the first corner. It is Mercedes versus Ferrari. The two leading and the two strongest constructors at this stage in Formula 1 are battling away. And at this stage, Lewis is defending successfully from Bottas, but to no avail. He did not defend successfully at the end of the corner. Valtteri is back into the lead. We jump onto the POV of Sebastian Vettel, who is gaining on Lewis, into the braking zone. Vettel is on the outside. What a brilliant move from Sebastian Vettel. Get the power down. Don't spin the car. Woo! Hashtag I hope you caught the pun. And there Vettel is back into P2 of Lewis Hamilton. So now it's Mercedes Ferrari. It's a nice car. Now we're going to have a concertina effect heading onto the second back straight, the third DRS detection spot as we round this very tight and slow corner. Now the DRS is open. Can Vettel mount any sort of move on Valtteri Bottas, who does not get the best exit out of that corner? Here comes that red, I almost said Red Bull, that red shark in the Ferrari, and Vettel is into the lead of the Bahrain Grand Prix. Ferrari are busy stealing Mercedes thunder, and it's the red sharks versus the silver arrows. Red Bull have completely fallen out of this fight. I don't know what Max did, he just couldn't keep up with these guys. And now Charles Leclerc is also trying to mount a move on the Mercedes. Guys, this would make my day if the two Ferraris took the Mercedes to school. Sorry for the jump there in the replay system. That is my PS's fault. It's the recording sometimes that goes wonky. But Charles is up the inside of Valtteri, going for a move on the outside of Hamilton. He's trying to make a double move stick, but Hamilton gets the drive out of the corner. Once again it jumps. Heading into the third corner, is Charles going to mount any move on Lewis? And not just yet. Lewis keeps that Mercedes in P2, heading on to the end of that lap, guys, and Charles is trying to do anything to get past Lewis, because I'm sure he wants to chase after his teammate to go for the win of this Bahrain Grand Prix. Charles Leclerc opens up the DRS. He is on the side by side with Lewis Hamilton, and Valtteri Bottas is also coming from behind. Is Charles going to make the move stick? He gives Valtteri the block, and he is on the inside of Lewis. And what a move from Charles Leclerc! He takes second place. Ferrari have stolen Mercedes thunder officially. It was a Mercedes 1-2. Now we've got a Ferrari 1-2, and let's see who's going to take the win here. And even Bottas goes for a move on Lewis Hamilton. Lewis Hamilton went from being first in this Grand Prix at a stage to now fourth, and I'm sure the Mercedes guys are not liking this. I'm sure Toto Wolff is yanking his hair out of his head, and now even I think Mattia Binotto is sitting on the edge of his seat with both of his drivers fighting hammer and tong for this lead of the Bahrain Grand Prix. The Charles Leclerc is up the inside of Sebastian Vettel. What a brilliant move from the young Ferrari driver. He is up into P1, and now it is a battle between Ferrari to see who is going to win this Grand Prix. But guys, as I say that, I have some bad news for all the Charles Leclerc fans out there. Just like in real life, Charles Leclerc had some sort of issue with his car, and very quickly after he took the lead, Vettel started pressurizing Charles, and there was nothing Charles could do. You could see Charles had a lack of power. I think there was some sort of issue with Charles' electrical system. Could have been the turbo. We don't know the details. But Charles Leclerc, who had took the lead in brilliant fashion, might not even be on the podium if Mercedes has anything to say about this. I think Ferrari told Vettel, push, push, push to get away from these two Mercedes. And on the inside goes Valtteri Bottas. Charles Leclerc tries to defend. He defends successfully through the first two quarters. But is there anything that Charles Leclerc can do about that Mercedes? And I think the answer to that, unfortunately, is no. Valtteri goes up the inside of Charles Leclerc, and Charles Leclerc has been bumped down to third position. This is really not looking good for Charles Leclerc. I feel for this guy. Even in the game, Bahrain has got Charles Leclerc's number, and now it's Lewis Hamilton going up the inside of Charles Leclerc on the last DRS straight of the track, and now Charles Leclerc has been bumped off of the podium. This is so sad. Why does this sport take so many prisoners? Oh, but guys, still a brilliant race from Ferrari. They steal the victory from under Mercedes' nose, and Sebastian Vettel is going to come through to actually take the win. Yatsakia for the Bahrain Grand Prix. GG to the German Sebastian Vettel. Grazie, grazie, Forza Ferrari. I'm sure Vettel is screaming that in the cockpit. It's the two Mercedes of Valtteri Bottas second and Lewis Hamilton third. And guys, we take the best prize of the wooden spoon, the biggest wooden spoon, and we're gonna come home in P11!
That's the end of the race. We'll see you in Parc Fermé.
So, another excellent win from Ferrari. What do you think it was, Ant, that gave them the edge over the competition today?
Well, time management probably played quite a large role in the outcome of this one. As ever, it's not just about speed, it's all about maintaining that speed consistently over a stint, over a race distance. So being able to keep up the lap times while still being smooth on the controls and gentle on the tyres, that's really where the race was won today.
Let's see what effect this result has had on the drivers' standings. Despite the best efforts of our championship leader, that lead has taken a bit of a knock today. Some amazing talent out on the track today. But Anthony, who would you pick as your driver of the day?
I have to give it to O'Connor. That was a commanding performance today. Very impressive indeed.
Let's move on to the constructors. Ferrari continued to extend the gap at the top of the table. There was also a strong showing from the McLaren team today as they make their way up the standings. And with that, we wrap up another weekend of motorsport. But with more races lined up, be sure to join us when we come back with more Formula One.
Guys, what a Bahrain Grand Prix. Not the most exciting race from my side of things, but guys, that battle for the lead. I've never had anything like that on an F1 game, and I think that was just pure gold. Guys, in the bottom right hand corner of the screen, you guys are going to be seeing the highlights replay. That's a new feature this year in the F1 game. So it's the best highlights of the Players Grand Prix. I'm going to throw that in for the future videos every time so you guys can watch that. That's quite cool, and there are a lot of cool slow-mo shots like that one right there. But guys, that has been this video. I hope you guys have enjoyed. This was an epic Grand Prix. I usually hate the Bahrain Grand Prix, but this one I loved till my toes were tingling. So guys, please leave a like, hit the subscribe, don't forget to ding the bell for all your future sim racing content, and I'll see y'all for the next round at my fourth favorite circuit, China. Cheers!